The giant raised his axe and swung it gently. Soon, he had cut down all the trees on the entire mountaintop. A task that would take the villagers half a year to complete was finished by him in just 6 seconds. With this batch of lumber, the villagers gradually became wealthy, and the shabby small village quickly turned into tall buildings and villas. But the good times didn't last once the villagers got rich. They decided not to hire the giant anymore. Left with no choice, the giant had to travel to a distant land. He headed north, and when a blizzard hit, he could only keep warm by starting a fire by rubbing sticks together. Just then, the sad roar of a bison came from far away. He quickly got up to search and found a bison that was about to freeze to death. Seeing the old bison was on its last breath, he hurried to push it under the fire to warm it up, driving away the cold until it revived. They soon became good friends and traveled together. The deep pits created by the giant's footsteps formed tens of thousands of mountains, rivers, and lakes to help people transport lumber smoothly. The giant decided to clear the land and build waterways. He used the bison's strength to break through rocks, and through their joint efforts, they finally removed the huge boulders blocking the waterfall, and the river water began to flow along the waterway they dug. But the waterway was curved, causing all the lumber to clog at the river mouth. To solve this problem, the old bison put on a 1,000-pound chain and pulled the curved waterway straight. With the completion of the new port, people from all over the world gathered here. A merchant showed the lumberjacks a new type of logging machine that could cut down a large tree in 1 second. Suddenly, the giant pressed his hand on the merchant's head and angrily accused him of stealing his job. The merchant was not afraid at all and even tried to drive the giant away. Then he turned around, continued to start the chainsaw, and cut down a pine tree to provoke the giant, making the giant swing his huge axe at the merchant in anger. Seeing this, the merchant decided to compete with him fairly. Whoever cut down more trees in half an hour would win, and the loser would have to leave the place. Soon, all the large trees on the mountain fell to the ground. The villagers who had been helped by the giant came to cheer for him. Tens of thousands of trees crashed down, and the dense forest was directly cleared into 2 roads. When the competition ended, the village chief climbed to the top of the lumber pile and began to measure the height with a ruler. The lumber cut down by the giant was 99 meters high, and people cheered for the giant one after another. But when the village chief measured the merchant's lumber height, he was completely shocked. The merchant's lumber was actually 120 meters high. The giant lost completely. He had no choice but to leave the place, and since then, there has been no news of the giant.